This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Flagstaff Shamrock, model number 235S. It's a hybrid trailer and has the bed doors that fold down. I'll just show you some of the features. Now I'm not going to drop the doors down right now because we'll do that for you when you we'll show them to you when you pick up tomorrow. So these are the locks for the doors. It's very simple to operate, and you have one on each side, basically you're just gonna unlatch it. It's going to come down. It's held by cables, and then you push it back up. Tuck the canvas in really good. You want all the canvas on the inside of the seals. That's important, obviously. And then you just clip it up and you're all set. So we can go over that when you pick up. You have regular scissor type stabilizers, of course. Your steps fold right into the trailer, and you can adjust the legs independently of each other using these or this little latch right there. Okay. You have outside speakers, a power awning with LED strip. This is the vent for the range hood. If you can see, there's a little thumb catch on each side. If you're venting to the outside using the fan in the range hood, you want to push on those and free up the baffle in here, so the baffle flaps freely, so you can vent to the outside. Otherwise, you're just going to keep it shut when you're traveling. But keep in mind, if you're going to use the fan, you want to free up that baffle. Okay. Your griddle, which is inside the trailer right now, hangs right on this rail here, and it runs on gas. It's got a hose that will attach. Let me see if I can bend down here. I attach right there. Let me see, there, right there, to that quick connect. So you have to plug it in there. Also, here you have a bracket for a TV, signal out and power, so you can hang a TV here if you like. This is a spray port for a coiled sprayer that comes with it. Also, to fill the fresh water tank, let's say, the most common way to get water to the trailer obviously is the city water hookup. You just hook the hose on there and you're all set. But if you're camping someplace that doesn't have city water, let's say you're boondocking or any place that doesn't have city water, you can just pre-fill the fresh water tank right here, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you the switch for the pump when we get inside. So that's that. Let me see if I can open this with one hand here. There we go. You have an outside kitchen here. This is the sprayer I just showed you for the sprayer port. This is the hose I told you about, the LP hose with the quick connect on it. Okay. You have a refrigerator here. Your cooktop just folds out. You have to plug this one in here. There's another quick connect under here. You can see the sticker there. It's just below there, and that will plug into that. Okay. You have two burners here. So you think about it. Right here you have a griddle, and this one you have two burners. You've got quite a bit of cooking space there. So that's good. This little thing here is just to hook up a solar battery charger. If you happen to purchase a solar panel to charge the battery, you can plug it right there. This does have solar battery, though. We'll go over that in a few minutes. This table right here, this metal table, if you can see it, it also will sit right on this rail here too, next to the griddle. That way you have some just some cooking space too, or some shelf space, whatever you want to call it. Preparation space. You have a power tongue jack up and down, along with a hitch light. If this ever fails, you can pull this cap off, and there's a crank inside. You can put it right in there and crank it up and down manually to get yourself out of trouble. It comes with two LP tanks, which are full, two deep cycle marine batteries wired together at 12 volts, so it's outputting 12 volts, which is great because this also has an inverter in it. So, and one thing to keep in mind right here, if you can see it, right there is a kill switch for the battery, so you can actually shut the batteries off right there if you need to. Okay. This is where the inverter is here, but the switch is inside. I'll show you that in a minute. Of course, you got to slide it out here. It's in right now. We'll put it out. Your water heater is right here. Okay. It works on both gas and electric. Right now it's empty because it's winterized. It's in bypass mode and it's empty. There's the drain plug right there. Okay, it takes an 1 1/16" 6-point socket for it. When it comes time to start to getting ready for camping and you're going to take it out of bypass and do all that sort of thing, always make sure that you fill the water in the hot water tank up before you turn it on. You don't want to burn it out at the heating element and everything. So always make sure there's water in it before you use it. Here we have gray and black valves. Behind here is just a shower. Here you have the city water hookup, which is the most common way to get water to the trailer. Okay, you have this is to draw antifreeze in when you're winterizing it. You'll have to research that a bit. This is your black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, you can leave the valve open, hook the hose at the dump station right on there. It'll spray the inside of your black tank out. And these are cable and satellite through. Okay, you have a 30-foot 30-amp power cord. They also give you a reducer to reduce it down to a 20 amp if you need to. Okay. All right, let's go inside where it's warm, because it is cold. Okay. So, well, the first thing we'll do, see if we're going to fog up here. That's good. So, we'll turn on some lights here. Okay. So, to start off, this is for your power awning in and out. Never leave it out unattended, or else it'll get damaged by the wind or weather. This is for your slide room, so we'll go out with it. You just hold your finger on it till you hear the ratcheting noise when you're taking it out or in. That way you can't. It slips purposely, so you can't overextend it or over retract it. So you'll hear it in a second. Right there. Okay. Okay, so these are your levels here, of course, for your tanks: freshwater tank, black tank, gray tank, your battery. Okay. This is telling us, this is the information for your Wi-Fi Ranger, which is a signal booster for your digital antenna. There's the switch for it. Basically, this is sideways so you can't see it, or you can't see it, but I'll just tell you what it says. The top line here, it says Tenton 2249. Excuse me. That's the name of your Wi-Fi Ranger. So when you look on you and your family's devices, your phones or tablets, whatever, you go to the Wi-Fi section, you'll see Tenton 2249. You'll know that's your Wi-Fi Ranger. So you'll make a password so it logs on automatically. Okay. Then if you go to the bottom line here, it has an address here. So in a browser, go to this address on the bottom here, and it'll take you to the page for the Wi-Fi Ranger. When you get there, you use the temporary password, which is located in the middle. It says "Change Me Now 2249." Log on and you'll be able to see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees, right? Then you, for example, you pick out the campground Wi-Fi, log on to it. It's a really good signal booster. It's a router and a good signal booster, so you'll be able to, everybody's phones will hook up to the Wi-Fi Ranger, and the Wi-Fi Ranger will hook up to the public Wi-Fi. So there's also a cellular function. I'm not going to get into that. You can read about it, but people generally use the free Wi-Fi booster. Excuse me. Of course, this "Change Me Now" password, you're going to change that to something everybody knows. So that's the Wi-Fi Ranger. If we go up a little bit, button A, this is your solar controller panel. So button A, you don't have to worry about that. That just selects the battery. You've got flooded batteries. Like I told you, there are 2 batteries wired together to output 12 volts. So it just doubles the storage capacity. Now you push B, that's the only thing you really have to deal with. You just push it. Right now you got 13.8 volts in your system, in your battery, which is perfect. Hit it again. We're gaining, you see the picture of the sun, and the arrow pointed towards solar panel, we're gaining 4.3 amps, 4.4, 4.5, it varies as the conditions change. So that's what we're gaining right now when storing in the battery. You hit it again, it's 100% charged, and you have these are your amp hours. Okay. Now, at some point, you're gonna look at this and it's gonna say FUL, and it'll flash. When it does that, it's telling you that there's no more room to store anything in the batteries. So it shut down the solar panel and it's waiting for the battery level to drop. And once it drops, it'll automatically switch back to like it is now, and you'll be able to scroll through the various things here. And like I said, 4.7, 4.8 amps are being gained right now. But once everything's full and there's no storage, it will not show you that. But it'll automatically switch to it when it can. Now, these things do have apps for them, so make sure you check this out. You can get the app for it. Also, you have a tire monitor that comes with it. You can learn more about that also. Okay. Now this is just your thermostat is just analog. It's just simple. Right now it's on heat. It's self-explanatory. Try to always run it on auto, and you're all set. Excuse me. Okay. Your keys are hanging right here. Okay. Your your range hood fan. I remember I showed you the baffle on the outside. You're running the fan. You want the baffle open. It also has a light on it. Your microwave works like any other microwave. Your range. This is your sparker, the one on the left. You turn it clockwise to spark it. You have 3 knobs, 3 burners, and then this is for the oven. So just to show you, that simple to light the burners. When it comes to the oven, it's a little different. It's got a pilot light on it, so you're going to have to see at the bottom all the way back there's a pilot light. Maybe we can see it spark, I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but the thing is, you're going to go to the oven knob and you put it on the picture of the flame, which means pilot, then you depress it like that. Then you're going to light it, and after you see it light down here, you're going to still hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature, and it runs as an oven does. But once you shut it off, the flame goes off, but so does the pilot light. So you're going to have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Always keep your cover down when you're traveling. Refrigerator is a 12-volt DC compressor refrigerator, so it runs off of 12 volts. Always keep that like that when you're traveling, so you don't damage your doors, put dings in them and stuff. This one, you can actually shut it off. So let's say this runs off 12 volts, right? And so your system, your solar panels and your battery system is 12 volt DC, just like the refrigerator. So if you want to, when you're putting it in storage, if you want the batteries to stay charged, shut the refrigerator off, right? Because it uses a lot of energy. So if you do that, then your batteries will get nice and charged. So keep in mind you can shut this off when you're storing. Okay. So this is there's 2 ways. This is a power converter and a power inverter. Okay. The converter converts AC to DC power. So right here we've got on this side we got circuit breakers 110 AC, and they're all labeled, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, and they're all labeled. They're 12 volt DC fuses, and they're all labeled, right? This is also a battery tender, so when you're plugged in, it's going to sense how much energy your batteries need, and if they're low, it'll charge them up for you. So as long as you're plugged in, it'll charge them up. So that's important. Obviously, when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will be charging the batteries. and also your solar panels. Now that's the converter. If you come over here, this is the switch for the inverter here. Inversion is taking 12 volt DC and inverting it to 110 AC, doing just the opposite. Now in this trailer, the receptacles are going to be inverted. See, it says right here, inverted circuit on this particular duplex here. So to invert power, that means take the 12 volt DC from your batteries and turn it into 110 AC. You're just going to hold it until it lights up, and now it's going to start inverting. So you'll be able to plug an appliance into an AC receptacle and run it, for example. When you shut it off, you hold it for a second or two till maybe 3 or 4 seconds, then you let go of it and it'll shut down like that. Don't invert power if you don't need it, right? So if you don't need to invert power for anything, just keep it off, okay? Now, this device down here is your LP gas carbon monoxide detector. It should always be green like it is. And if you don't see, let's see, if it goes off, it's detected carbon monoxide or LP gas, so you're going to want to take everybody outside. You're going to leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, figure out what's going on, okay? Alright. So, please excuse my harsh, hoarse voice here. This is a hide-a-bed here, so you pull the cushions off, you grab it down here, you're going to fold it out, it's self-explanatory, it's a nice hide-a-bed. Now, this under here, that's the griddle just being stored right there. It hangs on the outside, right? Your table, you drop it down onto these cleats here, just by pushing this yellow thing to the right. It'll unhitch it, and then you collapse it at the joints here, at the hinges. It'll sit right down on here, and you always want to travel with this in the down position, because if you don't, it can bounce around and break something, break a window or damage something. So you always want to travel with it in the down position. This is your tire monitor. We'll talk some more about that when you pick it up, but it monitors your tire. You also get a water filter with it. Okay. Let me look around here. So, your fireplace comes with a remote. So, basically, you can adjust the flame. You can adjust the fan speed on it, because it is a space heater also. You can set the timer on it. There's a lot you can do with it. It's a really good space heater. It does run on AC power, so in a regular campground power, so you don't have to, on those days where it's not quite that cold, you can just run this and use the campground's electricity instead of using up your limited supply of AC, so that's a good thing. Alright, up above it is your sound bar and your TV, obviously. And it works like most of them do. It has Bluetooth in it, so you can stream with it. It has a FM radio. It has a USB port, so you can put all your albums onto one USB drive and take them with you, whatever. It has different speaker zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer, so it's everything you want to and then some. This lever, you can pull the TV open, and you got storage behind it. You also have a power vent in here with a cover over it, so you can open it even during the rain. You got one in the bathroom too, just like it. It's 4-speed. Always make sure you open the vent first, right? You pull down on the handle to unlock it. You can lock it like that, but you just pull it down. And then you have 4 speeds here and on and off. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that if you start to get condensation, it's that time of year where you start to get condensation in the trailer, you can just put these fans, one or both of them, depending what you need, put them on low. You won't even be able to hear it. It'll suck all the condensation right out. If you ever have it on your tent or on the walls or any place, you can run these fans and it'll take care of it instantly. You won't have any issues with it, so it's important. Also keep in mind that the air conditioning comes out of the ceiling ductwork and the heat comes out of the floor ductwork or the lower ductwork, okay? So, alright. Let's walk around and see what else we got here. There's one more green kind of device on this. It's the shower miser. You see this blue thing here that's attached to your faucet and your shower hose. What this does is recirculates water while it heats up. So normally when you're heating up water, the cool water will just go down the drain, right? And you waste it. So you're wasting good water, plus you're wasting space in your gray tank. Nowadays it's not cool to do that, and also a lot of areas have droughts. You know, when you're camping, you're not allowed to just waste water like that. So the bottom line is, oh, does he not have that tight? The bottom line is, you put it like so, and when you do that, you turn on the hot water, and what happens is it just circulates it around in a loop from the water heater around here, back around and around and around, the same water. So instead of just flushing it down the drain while it's heating it up, it just circulates the same water until it heats up. Once it heats up, this blue thing will turn kind of a beige color. You'll see it plain as day. It'll change color, then you know your water's hot. You'll just flip it, and you got hot water without wasting any. So that's called the shower miser. Keep in mind that for all these different devices, you can also go to there's paperwork in your brown packet, but there's also you can go online into their websites, and there's a lot of good manufacturers videos, so you can pretty much learn as much as you want to in that sense. So that's the shower miser. Always when you travel, this does have a magnetic strip, but always do this here, because I've seen it get broken a lot of times just because people don't do that. So this is a GFCI here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, so keep that in mind. Even the one on the outside, the plug on the outside. So if you're using something outside and it pops it, you're going to reset it in here. Okay? Excuse me. Like I said, we'll show you the bunks when you pick up. Remember to inspect your roof. The manufacturer states every 60 days, I think, on this one. 60 or 90, but either way, we'll call it 60 days. You want to go up there, have somebody go up there. You can walk up there, no problem. Just be very careful. Look at the sealant. Make sure it's not cracking or separating. Any way that water can get in. You're going to look at the roofing material and roofing attachments. Make sure they weren't damaged by, let's say, low branches or by road debris flying up there. You're just taking care of your investment. So you just inspect it to make sure everything's in good shape. Inspecting your roof should be a normal part of trailer maintenance, so keep that in mind. Okay? Odds are you won't have to do anything for years, but you just don't know for sure, so you could give it a good look over to make sure you are protecting your investment and your trailer. So, okay? Also, when it comes to the tire monitor, it has to be programmed. We'll talk to you about that when you pick up. There are sensors inside of your tires, actually on the wheels. Excuse me again, please. On the wheels inside your tires, directly across from your valve stem, all the way on the other side, there's going to be a monitor that your screen attaches to, so you can actually while driving down the road, you can look at your monitor, make sure the tire pressure is what it should be, that the temperature of the hubs are what they should be, that sort of thing. So we'll talk to you about that also. This is also pre-wired for a backup camera, so if you ever wanted to add a backup camera to it, it's pre-wired for a Furion system, so we can talk to you about that too if you'd like. So I think that about covers it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit, and please remember to inspect your roof regularly. And also, this trailer right now is winterized, so it's been purged of all water and replaced with antifreeze. The water heater itself is bypassed and empty, so it's all set for the winter. Once you start using it and you put the valves back in camping mode and fill it with the trailer with water, make sure you do the same for the water heater, because you can't run it dry or else you'll damage it. Okay? Thank you very much.